And what's the motherfucking deal, YouTube? This is your boy, Coach Donte, in the building, man. So, got a couple of special guests, man, that are auditioning for the Spotlight Sports Network and the network, man. So we got the Midwest sports casters. I'm gonna need Josh to cam up a little bit for a cam up, so we can all notice him. I'm gonna need him to cam up right quick. But there are two great Chiefs guys. I think, like I said, we listen to their podcast, but right now we love their energy. But we just trying to get them on the show to get a feel of these guys, man. So again, again, here we go. We're gonna bring up one of them. How you doing, bro?
What's going on, sir?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, we're doing all right. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Like I said, I'm gonna need Josh to come up so we can get a feel who he is, and if he come up,
Yeah.
there we go. That's it. There we go. We good. We good. We good. Josh, we
We
good.
might have to a little close,
We just
but
need to see. We just need to see who we who we working with, who we got,
hey,
who we
hey,
got going. You know?
we had to come
We're prepared,
represent
baby.
today,
We're prepared.
So
Ah, man, you got y'all, man.
I told
What up?
Josh,
What
oh,
up,
you better
Eric?
have your teeth gear on. So
Yeah, man. So again, I appreciate you guys for coming on to the channel, man. Like I say, me and my president Key, we watch you guys podcast. We love you guys' energy. We love what you guys do, and I think you guys can, be kind of good assets here with the Spotlight Sports Network. But I mean, again, so I'm gonna ask y'all the same question that y'all asked me. Y'all can flip that question on me. In the NFL, give me one person would y'all knock out or slap?
all right, you wanna go first, Dizzle?
I'll go first. I think the one guy in the NFL that I like to slap would be, I mean, who else doesn't like Tom Brady? You gotta slap Tom Brady. I mean, that's like the given, right?
Yeah, yep.
Hey, I tell you, someone I've wanted to slap for years. I don't care if he's in LA. I still slap him. Von Miller, baby. Hey, you
Yeah,
know, I'll tell you, coming as a Chiefs fan, that man he'll show up in your nightmares. So
yeah, man, that man wreaked havoc for almost a decade in that AFC West. I know y'all got tired of him getting to the quarterback. I know it was a living hell dealing with Von Miller those years. So again, like I say, I love to turn it over to Tom Brady. I got tired of this man making Super Bowls and all of that stuff. And just like I wish I can go slap Nick Saban in college. I'm tired of them making playoffs. College playoff. I want to see a different team other than Alabama in the college football playoff. So again,
Yeah,
appreciate you guys coming on the show. So again, uh the biggie, we know y'all got a big game going against the Raiders this weekend. I'm assuming that's when y'all turned y'all season around the first time you guys played the Raiders, but I want to get you guys perspective. What game that you thought turned you guys season around, and what was going on? Why was the struggles going on earlier during the year?
that's a good question, Coach. I'm not gonna lie, that's a very good question. I think that turning point was against the Raiders on Sunday Night Football. We knew that going into that game, if we can get the offense going again, then because the defense has been there, just the offense isn't showing up, and everybody's used to seeing the Chiefs putting up 45, 40 points a game, and so I think the offense kind of clicked that game.
in that game, I mean, I'm with Davis here. I think somehow we were able to stabilize and stop Crosby. And it's
Yeah.
like that was a big factor. And then a guy on our team who's really needed it was old Dirty Dan Sorensen. I think he got an interception in there. And he needed that so bad. And it's interesting how like a couple things like that can bring like life to a team. I think too, we haven't had like 4 turnovers a game. That's really helped.
Yeah.
So
And Mahomes going over 400 yards passing too, that really helped. And I think that's kind of I know he's getting a lot of pressure in that game before going to that game. Because I was watching like NFL Live, NFL Countdown, those all NFL shows on ESPN, and so I think they were kind of putting a lot of pressure on Mahomes and saying he needs to come out and have that breakout game. And that was, I feel like, the breakout game for him on that game right there.
Well, and it was also perfect timing. You guys had just gone through a few disasters and tragedies there.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I'm a Houston Texan fan. So well, we got a couple of
worse.
because the boss of the network, and my boy Eric is a Raiders fan, so they don't have too much confidence going into this week against you guys so much. But again, like I mean, I believe that Chiefs game kind of turned you guys. That game kind of turned you guys season around. Didn't help because the Raiders had too many undisciplined penalties in that game. It's just looked like the Chiefs were back in that bad football game. Scoring 41 points, that makes it seem that's the Chiefs right there. I'm not used to seeing Patrick Mahomes turn the ball over a lot. And I'm not used to seeing his defense really stopping anybody. So are you guys surprised of how this defense is performing? How you guys this defense has kept y'all season alive? Are you guys surprised about this defense this year? How surprised are you guys about this defense?
You want to take that one? Me too.
Man, I tell you what, I've been surprised the defense every week. Starting out with the beginning of the season. I mean, man, there's games there. It was like we're so bad, and you're watching like stuff on Twitter, and it's like, what are we doing? You know, we're not even trying to tackle anyone. Nothing makes sense. Well, honestly, what I think's happened with the defense has been the addition of Melvin Ingram. Man, that dude is a stud. Like, you know, he might not make a lot of flashy plays, but when we added him in, it's like, man, you're not moving that guy. You know what I mean? We were able to put Chris Jones back in the middle where he belongs. Like, you know, feed him, let him just wreak havoc. So I think that's really been key. But I've been surprised the defense has played as well as they have. I've been surprised they played as bad as they have. I don't even know what to expect, to be honest.
Every week's different, but this defense, defense has really stepped up since we had Ingram, you know, and like we're waiting to see the Honey Badger get some interceptions. I know he's kind of low on that number this year, but I mean everybody's stepping up each week on the defensive side of the football, and that was
Snead
cool.
Has played great. Our secondary's tackled really well late in the season. I mean, man, I don't want to jinx it. You know,
I feel y'all guys, man. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Melvin Ingram. I'm a big fan of Chris Jones as well because I play 2K NBA on PlayStation with Chris Jones. I played with him, and this guy's a stud, man. The defensive line. People have questions about you guys secondary, but I don't have questions about you guys defensive line. I think you guys defensive line is pretty legit with when Melvin Gordon from Pittsburgh and having Chris Jones, man. How big of a dominant person how do you guys feel about Chris Jones? Is he a stud? Is he dominant? Like I said again, I like Chris Jones. I like the way he can get to the backfield. I mean, he can use a bull rush to get to the backfield. So how you guys feel about Chris Jones, man?
I love Chris Jones, to be honest. Ever since he got moved back to the middle of the line where he belongs and on the outside, he makes the big plays when they need to be. You know, you need to make a fumble or a sack when it's 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 2. Who's always there? It's always going to be Stone Cold Chris Jones, you know. So
I call him Mr. Sack Nation. You know, I love him, man. I would love to play with him too. He's such a energetic, funny, charismatic guy. I follow him on Twitter. I mean, dude inspires me all the time. I mean, you know, I think put him in the middle, let him just do his thing. You know, I say Chris Jones, who? Chris Jones.
Yeah. I actually got the privilege. I got to meet him a couple years ago at training camp, and he's a good dude. Like he's great.
Yeah,
he'll probably be like an announcer by the time he retires.
So. Oh man, like I said, man, I say that's why I love, man. I love the energy you guys are bringing to the show. I mean, like I said, y'all entertainment, y'all guys are funny. That works good over here with the network. We all entertaining, we all funny, and all of that and stuff like that. But I want to speak on a player that the Texans used to have. That Bill O'Brien kind of lowballed a little bit, but he came and helped you guys win a Super Bowl, and I like him, man. I really like him. I hate it enough. Houston, Tyrann Mathieu. How big of a difference that he made on his defense at that back end of his defense and that Super Bowl year? How big of a difference has he made with you guys? How big of a leader was he in the locker room? What you guys take on Tyrann Mathieu?
Dude, the Honey Badger, he's the real deal too. I follow this man on the field and off the field. I followed him at LSU. I felt like Les Miles gave him the wrong deal there, and he's been dealing with some off the field issues the last few years with his family extorting him, for some money, and he's been dealing with that in the court, and the way he's handled that has been just to the classiest level. And interesting story. Right when the Chiefs got him, he's at the airport in Milwaukee where I was doing grad school, and some of my buddies ran into him there, and they get a picture, and they send it to me. They say, "Hey, man, you know who this is?" I'm like, "Honey." Hey, and I kid you not, I was showing people this picture. Like, hey, you guys know who this is? And it was amazing how many people here had no idea who he even was when we got him. Like, they couldn't even recognize his face in the picture. I tell you now, he wouldn't be able to go anywhere without having a crowd around him. But he's honestly the real heart and soul of the defense. Chris Jones is the energy, but the Honey Badger, he is the real deal. And I wish he wouldn't have got into it with Tom Brady so much in the Super Bowl. He let Tom get to him.
But, my goodness!
I'm a big Honey Badger fan. When he signed for Kansas City, I was at a buddy's house, just hanging out, having a good time, and got the text that Honey Badger and the Chiefs reached a deal. I'm just like, oh my gosh! I was so excited.
Welcome home.
I was like, welcome to the Chiefs Kingdom, man. I love it. My girlfriend's a huge Honey Badger fan. She loves Honey Badger, and
I do too. He's great, do too. And he shows up every day. He plays through injuries. He does the right things. He's the heart and soul. Him and Jones, man.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely agree on that. And the biggest thing I love about Tyrann Mathieu in that Raiders game, you're playing against a top level tight end. And one-on-one coverage, he does a great job against Darren Waller. I mean, he's not afraid of the moments. He's not afraid to guard big-time tight ends. And he's very versatile too. And I just like Tyrann Mathieu's energy, his leadership, because he changed some of the culture in that locker room of the Houston Texans. It's just Bill O'Brien got in his own goddamn way and lowballed him and let him slip away. But I hate to go this route with you guys. I know I don't know if you guys still think about this to this day, but if you guys know where I'm going, I'm assuming. But we're gonna go back to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl that you guys did lose. I'm not saying it's not a failed season at all because you guys made it back. You guys did make it back. So give me some keys that went on in that Super Bowl. Was Tampa Bay the better team? I know you guys had an injured, beat up offensive line, but did you value them as the better team? And what went on in that Super Bowl game? What was the things that went wrong? Was it the coaching? Was it a team? What went on in that Super Bowl loss?
I think it was – I know we were very distracted because Coach Reed's son actually was in a really bad car accident a couple days prior to the game.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to think there was kind of some distraction there with him, and he was more worried about his son and everything. But also at the same time, the offensive line definitely struggled. And that was the big key going into the offseason this year was to upgrade that line. And that's why we got, Turney and Joey Turney and Orlando Brown, and then we got Creed Humphrey, our center in the draft. And I think, when you watch the Super Bowl, Mahomes is running around with his head caught the whole time.
Oh yeah.
To throw the football, So I think upgrading the offensive line was a big key in the offseason, but like in the game, it was definitely the offensive line.
Okay.
Man, I've done everything I can to forget about that game and wipe it out of my memory. I tell you now, I'm never going to go back and watch it again.
I wouldn't either.
They were hands down clearly the better team that day. I mean, man, it was like, you got 2 weeks going into the game. You're listening to the radio and you've watched all the games and whatnot. And it's like, man, if your worst nightmare is if this happens, and it was like that was exactly what happened. They played a great game. Tom was perfect. All the people I said, are going to score a touchdown did, I'm like, we ain't got to worry about Antonio. We don't have to worry about Gronk. It's like, shut up, Josh. Hey, that D line, they were doing work that day.
Yeah,
and we
Super
lost.
a really good game that day.
Well, we lost a lineman in the game, or the AFC Championship, maybe Mitchell Schwartz or someone. And when that injury happened, we all knew, right, man, we are in trouble.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, Patrick Mahomes was running for his life in that game. Gronk and I mean, Antonio Brown was a big addition to Tampa Bay as well. He was a very big addition to those guys, and he somehow aided in that type of football game. So we're gonna switch to the offensive side of the ball because that's where the struggles is mostly at this year. So the question I've been asking everybody, and I want to ask you guys because you guys know, because you guys are Chiefs fans and you see the games. Is this offense starting to be figured out? Is Patrick Mahomes is figured out? What's going on with Patrick Mahomes? Why is he struggling so bad compared to the last 2 years? And is it the play calling of Eric Bieniemy, or is it that the defense is caught up to Patrick Mahomes? What you guys think of this offense's struggles going on?
I think the defenses are starting to figure out the offense, to be honest. And they're playing, a lot of teams recently are playing that 2 safety deep, where they have 2 safeties about 15, 20 yards away from everybody, defense line and linebackers. And I think that's the biggest struggle right now. And plus, we don't have a good slot number 2 receiver. We're trying. I'm nagging at this to my friends, and him and I have been talking about it. I want to get Josh Gordon involved in the offense. If you get Josh Gordon involved in that offense, that leaves it open. They give Tyreek the one-on-one down the field. That opens up Kelsey kind of in that 20 or 30-yard range, That way Mahomes isn't just forcing the football right now, but that's what he's doing. He's forcing it. He's being too much on the offensive side. But also, I think the defenses are starting to figure out Mahomes and how to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I mean, we hear all different theories. A funny one that I got a good kick out of was like, well, he got married. He's got a kid now. It's like, oh, we're doing that, huh? It's like, hey, maybe that's true. I don't know. But, man, the offense, you think we lost 2 games, Baltimore and San Diego, off turnovers alone.
Yeah.
But
literally, and that's because the receivers won't catch the ball.
In my mind, Bieniemy can do no wrong. So I'll never point the finger at him. But, man, I don't know. I think Mahomes may be doing a little too much. I mean, defenses have kind of shifted on us a little bit, that's worked pretty well. But I think the offense was we were trying to figure out the offensive line at the beginning of year 2, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he gets hurt, and it makes a difference.
Yeah, but Darnell Woods has been stepping up really too ago. So
well, and 2, Travis Kelce's probably not going to have a 1,000-yard season this year. It helps when you got 1 or 2 guys putting up 1,000 yards a season. I mean,
definitely.
He's probably. I think he's banged up, man. Travis, he'll never tell us, but I wonder how much he's dinged up.
Yeah, Kelsey's already said. Kelsey's already kind of said something that he's banged up already, and
for him to say that means he's banged up.
Yeah,
he's bad. He's very hurt bad. If he's got to be hurt if he comes out and says something like that. But is your offensive line better than what it was last year? Because I heard one of you guys said something about the offensive line, and y'all had a great running game against Denver. A Denver team that doesn't really allow people to run on them a lot. So again, how your offensive line, how much they improved this year going into last year. I know when I saw the Denver game, you guys in the first quarter and the first half was able to control the run game, was able to run the ball with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and how good Edwards-Helaire really is. How good is he really is, and how is y'all offensive line better than last year?
One, we waited a long time for Von Miller to be gone so we can run the ball. All right, so, we're doing it, but Clyde really is. He's solid, man. He keeps moving, and Williams is a great running back. We have other good running backs, but Clyde, he is good. He's got good vision, and the fumbles at the beginning of the year were really just unlike him.
Yeah,
but the O-line, man, I don't know if I can say it's better than this year, last year. I'm not dissatisfied with the O-line. I think they've been getting better every week, excuse me, and.
Okay.
I mean, we got the best center in all of NFL. That's worth something. But
I think the offensive line compared to last year is I mean, we're starting to get healthy. I know we were kind of hurting there for a while on the offensive line. I know.
I like Trey Smith.
Yeah, I like Trey Smith a lot too.
I like Orlando Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm liking those guys up front. I'm not, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a big opportunity last year.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the Chiefs, people were saying that, how we get away from the run game, because everyone wants to just see Mahomes air it out. And, there's a little bit of stats and facts to that. Like, hey, we do well if you mix it up.
Yeah. I mean, is that the problem why Patrick Mahomes is throwing so many interceptions, because you guys are not running the football so much and y'all just airing it out? Don't you think is that's why he's turning the ball over? Is he throwing it into coverages, or do y'all guys blame it more on the run game that you guys need to run it a little more? Because when the Chiefs games that I looked at against the Eagles, and I am an Eagles fan as well, but I'm a diehard Houston fan, and I don't want to talk about Houston because we bad. We suck. I just hate thinking about that.
We got nothing but love for Houston.
Yeah, I don't make videos on Houston, so Houston Texans so much.
I went to college with a bunch of guys from Houston. I lived there for a summer, so it's like, man, we got love for Houston for sure.
I mean, that's how bad it is in Houston. Like, if Deshaun Watson kept this team irrelevant, and I just remember, I mean, him and Patrick Mahomes had some great battles to get with each other, against each other in that AFC division when we was up 21 before the coaching staff decided to shit the bed and make
the 24-0 game.
Oh my goodness! I mean, y'all go ahead.
On that note, I would slap Coach O'Brien.
Yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do, because I saw y'all come back with three short fields in a row. Fields in a row where you kick it to the best. You literally kick it to the best punt return, guy kickoff return. After you didn't kick the ball, you kicked the ball out of end zone all season. Now you decide to wait to kick it right to him, and then he gives him a short field. Then DeAndre Carter fumbles the football for the first time ever. They start off a short field, and after that it was downhill. So that's another. I'm glad you brought up Bill O'Brien, and I could slap him for the way he tanked this team really, really, really bad. But I mean, don't y'all really think are y'all running the ball enough? Is that why Patrick Mahomes turned the ball over, or you just is it more on Patrick Mahomes?
I think it's more on the receivers.
There's like 5 or 6 at least interceptions on the receivers.
Yeah, I think if the receivers had a stat.
Tyreek's killing me. I love the cheetah, but he's killing me. He's got like 3 through his hands.
Yeah, if the receivers can have a stat as like interceptions and not counting Mahomes, Tyreek Hill will be leading the league in that, because he just can't catch a pass sometimes.
Man,
I had a film where hit him right in the hands, and
I love the cheetah, but I mean, if it's up here over here, and he's got at least 3 or 4 that should have been caught that were interceptions. So I don't know. Patrick's mom cracks me up stuff she says, on Twitter. Those shouldn't count as interceptions. Like, well, they do.
Yeah, and you know what? I really actually agree with that statement. I mean, if the ball is in a receiver hands, it shouldn't be possible. The receiver should be accounted for the interception, not Patrick Mahomes. And some people, I mean, again, I know Tyreek Hill. We know Tyreek Hill is a great player, but I mean, he takes the top off the defense, but I know his hands are questionable now since you guys are letting that be notified. I know he's a bigger threat to you guys' offense, but we want to talk about someone outside of Tyreek Hill. We know Tyreek Hill's a stud. We know he has question with his hand, but he's no doubt one of the top 3 receivers in this game right now. We want to take him out of the equation. Let's go outside of Tyreek Hill. And what you guys take away of your receiving core? I mean, I know you guys got Gordon when he's not high and he gets off the weed. He's a very good, talented player. And you got Pringle. As well, who I saw drop a couple of passes against the Denver Broncos that ended a drive. You take Tyreek Hill up out of the equation. How you guys feel about the receiving core? So, because we know how good Tyreek Hill is. Now you take him away. Now how good this receiving core can actually be.
That's a good question. I mean, outside Tyreek, I don't think we'll be very good, to be quite honest, because I mean the receiving core has been dropping a lot of passes, especially you haven't got Josh Gordon involved, and that's something that we've been kind of talking about. It's just like on our podcast, we need to get Josh Gordon involved in the playbook.
We're Gordon fans.
Yeah, I loved when we signed Josh Gordon.
I love Josh Gordon. Yeah.
I love Josh Gordon too, and I love Pringle too. I really think he's a solid receiver, and I think he's a solid individual and a great addition to the team, especially what he does on special teams.
Yeah,
Miko Hardman, man, this is a year. In our minds, at the beginning of the year, it's like, hey, son, you just kind of make a break. If you want that contract, you have to go out there and earn it.
Earn it.
And man,
I know we were on the Beckham train too.
Okay.
When he was a free agent, when he got released from the Browns, and we are wanting to get Odell to come to Kansas City. Like we're all on.
I didn't care about Odell that much.
I wanted Odell to Kansas City because I think that'd be another weapon to add to the powerful offense that we have already. But then he surprised everybody. He kept saying he's going to be in Green Bay or Kansas City and surprised everybody goes to the Rams. And obviously, look where the Rams were at after they signed him and Von Miller.
They signed him. Yeah, they have not really looked too good. They not really looked too shabby. But do y'all think Odell Beckham kind of would have been a great fit for this offense and help this offense out? If the Chiefs did come along and just get him, how good this offense would be and how good. We know how great Patrick Mahomes is. Like I said all the time, just because he's having a bad season, what elite quarterback doesn't take a year off, doesn't have a bad year off? So I still got him valued as the top quarterback in this league because, I mean, even though he's having a bad season, it's not his fault that he's throwing 12 interceptions this year. That is kind of a lot of interceptions. That is a lot of drops, though, that the receivers are having. But how good Odell Beckham will be with Patrick Mahomes, with Josh Gordon and Tyreek Hill. I know that's going to take some of the double teaming off Tyreek Hill because that's the game plan to try to stop Tyreek Hill. So how good Odell Beckham will be if he was to fit in his offense?
You want to answer that one?
Man, I don't know. I really don't know how good Odell is right now. I mean, like he said, he had bad surgery on his leg, I think it was. We haven't really had a chance to see him perform. So, that's tough to say. I don't know. For all I know, Odell, he's still an all-star and he's just looking for the ride home, or maybe not. But
I think he just wants to win a Super Bowl ring before he retires.
Yeah,
I get that, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like Odell couldn't still be and might not be still one of the best receivers in the game. But
yeah,
I mean, dude, I'd have probably taken Deshaun Jackson maybe over Odell. As a Philly fan, you can understand that. I mean, I think Deshaun still got a lot in the tank, and
he still got a lot in the tank.
He couldn't have fumbled at a better time against the Chiefs. I mean, it blew my mind. He did. Totally blew my mind. I was like, dang, Deshaun, thanks.
He read the wrong way. That's the play that actually turned the game around. Right there. That fumble right there actually turned that game around and turned it into a blowout just that quickly. Quickly.
And I think Deshaun came back pretty hungry the next week, didn't he?
Yep.
Next week he
against
lit
the
it
Dallas
up.
Cowboys. Yep, against the that was on Thanksgiving against Dallas. The whole Raiders defense ate on that day, and like I said again, that fumble couldn't come at the worst time because that's when you guys took over the game, and I was in my boy Coach Spotlight stream, the owner of the Spotlight Sports Network, and he was in this stream. He was pissed after that fumble, and that fumble changed the game pretty much the entire game. The Raiders couldn't get anything going right after that. Travis Kelce was pretty much shut down. I mean, Waller was shut down the whole game pretty much by Tyrann Mathieu. He was taken out of the game.
I pretty much Waller was hurt, man. He didn't even look right. Like his demeanor just seemed off.
Yep, and that go Raiders fan right there, Eric. He's a part of the network. He's a Raiders fan. He's pretty stressed out. He's pretty stressed out right now, and they are scared to death to play you guys this Sunday. Again, I think Waller is on the injury reserve again. I think he is kind of hurt right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You could tell in his demeanor. Not only he looked frustrated, but he looked like he just might have been hurt a little bit, you know.
Yeah. And so the Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, do y'all see him being the offensive coordinator next year for you guys, and do y'all see him y'all seeing him being a head coach next year somewhere else?
No way he comes back.
I don't think there's any way he comes
there's
back.
no way he does. No one hires him. I can't believe. I mean, the NFL's done us a favor by not hiring him. I mean, every year he doesn't get a head coach job. I'm like, dude, thank you. Like, I want to send a thank you to every team that said no, because it's like, dude, you're doing us a solid here.
Yep, keeping Eric Bieniemy. Yep, I mean. Andy Reid. I mean, I know a situation I do want to touch on because you guys know about this situation. I think the Super Bowl last year, Le'Veon Bell. Do you guys know what went on with him and why he come out and say that he will not play for Andy Reid again? I think he appeared in a couple of games with you guys, but what do you notice? What was that situation about for Le'Veon Bell?
You know, I saw something on that, but I really didn't dig into it.
He was mad. He was mad he didn't get enough snaps. He felt like Andy didn't give him a fair shot, and I felt like Andy gave him the shot he deserved. You know, I never really been a Le'Veon fan since Michigan State, and then you end up in Pittsburgh and all the stuff he did to the Chiefs. It's like, dude, go somewhere else. You know.
Oh my goodness.
I thought Andy, his response was classy. You know, he's like, I wish him well. You know, Le'Veon, I think I saw him have one good run this year, maybe.
Well, ever since he got cut from the Ravens, he hasn't really done much after that. So.
And I felt like, you know, he was lucky that we brought him on. You know, he kind of let me down. I expected him to catch passes. You know, then he goes and says,
do McCoy got a ring with you guys?
Who?
No, Sean McCoy. Do he got a ring with you guys, right?
He got one.
Yeah, he got one.
He did. And Andy did him a solid too. He let him suit up for the Super Bowl, knowing, man, he was so hurt.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way he could have played a single snap, but Andy did him solid. Hey, suit up, take your ring. You know.
Yeah.
You know who else got a ring with us was Terrell Suggs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He got 2 rings, don't he? Terrell Suggs. Two of them really with the Ravens. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I like Terrell Suggs. I'm glad no Sean McCoy. I mean, McCoy has a ring though. So
2 rings now.
No, he's got 2.
Rings, yeah. Oh, he got 2.
Last year too. He was with Tampa.
Yeah, with Tampa.
Oh, I forgot about that. Man. I forgot he was with Tampa.
He had his best years in Philly. And, you know, the football guys are like, hey, here's 2 rings.
I
liked it when he signed with Kansas City. I sent Josh and I have a text with another buddy of ours. So we just sports talks. And I'm like, as soon as we sign him, like, does he have enough in the tank to make a difference on the football team, you know? So
I was happy to have him. So,
yeah.
You know, he's had some off the field issues too that have been kind of fun to follow. You know,
yeah.
He had a girl that came home. Well, he had a girl. I don't know. He was probably seeing her for a little bit, and she refused to leave his house. You know, and he's like, "Hey, you need to get out of here." And she's like, "I'm not leaving." You know. Next thing you know, she's got her friend staying there. He's like, he's telling me, like, "You got to get out of my house." She's like, "Well, I'm taking the couch." He's like, "That's my couch." You know, she's trying to entice him into hitting her, and he's like, "I'm not going to hit you." You know, so he leaves and goes stay somewhere else while she's staying at the house because she won't leave. And one day the electricity goes off and the security system, all that goes off, and someone shows up and, you know, smacked these ladies around and got them out of that house. Sean's like, man, I was golfing in Florida. It wasn't me.
Yeah. Do you guys, I mean, the expectations this year, I know everybody picked you guys to be probably in the AFC Championship this year and in the Super Bowl, but how do you guys see it? The way the season folding, you guys are starting to get a little momentum. I know this is a feel good probably week for you this year, but again, you're going against a divisional foe that could kind of be tough, even though the game is in Arrowhead. How do you guys feel about your Super Bowl chances, AFC chances? How do you feel like this team is good enough this year to even make it, or you feel like this team would not even make it that far, second round or not. How do you guys feel about this team going into the playoff stretches?
I feel pretty confident with it, to be honest, because we got a pretty easy schedule going down the stretch. We were playing you guys this week, the Raiders this week. Next week we got the Thursday night game with the Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay,
big game there, and then we got the Bengals, and then the Steelers. Then we close up with Denver at Mile High. But I'm going down the stretch. I think I feel pretty confident about the team because I know if we can get at least 2 or 3 more wins, we'll seal it up. And then going into the playoffs and then the Super Bowl, it just depends on the offense right now because the defense is there. If the offense can show up, if they get back to the offense where Mahomes is throwing, 100, 50 yards, 60 yards down the field, putting up the 35 to 45 points that he's used to doing, and getting that 400 yards a game like he used to be able, like he did. I feel like the Chiefs have pretty good chances, but it's always tough. You're gonna have to go to Buffalo. You want to beat Buffalo on the road, and you might have to go up to New England, and that's always tough during the later weeks because of the snow and the weather and stuff. So,
my thought is before the season started, we had to deal with all this talk about an undefeated season. I hated it. It because it's like that's not even gonna happen. It's not stop talking about it. In fact, the idea of going 3 Super Bowls in a row is like statistically almost impossible. You know. So I don't really want to jinx it or anything, but I also think too, something we've been talking about on our show is the idea of sports being influenced by, referees and outside influences covering the spread and whatnot. And I think the best Super Bowl storyline right now is probably Tampa Bay and New England, which I hate to say that. So, but man, 3 Super Bowls in a row, that'd be a dream come true.
It'd be awesome to see us getting 3 Super Bowls in a row, but that's gonna be tough.
It is gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's gonna always be tough, man. So again, who you guys? Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
It's just gonna come down to injuries. You know what I mean? You could play one game and you could lose 3 guys. I mean, how many times did we lose people to Achilles tendons? You know, it's like so you think it happened.
And I mean, it's just like college football too with all the viewers. You got. People are gonna watch Alabama and Georgia in the national championship game.
Of course.
And they won't see Cincinnati, Michigan. No one wants to see that.
You ain't lied about that.
I'm pulling for Cincinnati. Don't get me wrong. I hope they win it all. We're excited. We're excited. It's a Big 12 country. We are excited to see Cincinnati come in the Big 12.
Yeah.
But I think as viewers and as everybody goes, Super Bowl wise, I think it's going to be New England, Tampa Bay too in the Super Bowl. I hate to say that, but it's just same way with Duke in college basketball. They're gonna do everything they can to give Duke to be in the national championship game because Coach K retired. So
and I believe, like I said, I'm a Big 12 foe with y'all guys. I think I'm like I say, my team is moving to the SEC. Texas sucked this year. They sucked bad, and I can't believe we goddamn lost to Kansas for the first time in a damn decade. We finally lost to them, and I mean, God dang, man, I don't understand, man. I just don't understand. Steve Sarkisian supposed to change the culture, and then this is all of a sudden it turned into a damn dumpster fire this year. All of a sudden, so
what's the news? What's the news down there, or what are you hearing on Texas side?
What I'm hearing down there, I'm hearing players do not like playing for Sarkisian. I think we got players transferring over there, and like I say,
that was tough.
Yeah, Sark couldn't get the job done as a head coach. He never could get the job done as a head coach. It's almost like it's meant for him to be an offensive side of the coordinator side. It's not. He doesn't have a leadership. He lacks leadership at the head coaching position. We keep going back and forth, quarterback between Casey Thompson and Hudson Card. Hudson Card started off this year. He played a great game against Louisiana, which was a pretty good football team. Louisiana was a pretty good football team. Then we play Arkansas. Hudson Card shit the bed. Now we put Case Thompson in after one game. We win a couple of games. Then we lose the lead to Oklahoma, which the game we should have won. Then you backdoor the next week. You lose the game. You lose the game again to Oklahoma State. Then you backdoor the next week. You had a lead at halftime. You lose that game. And then the granddaddy of them all, and I said Steve Sarkisian should be fired on the field after this. You lost to Kansas when Kansas haven't beat you in a damn decade. And Kansas has been sucked for so long. There's no way in the world you shouldn't lose to Kansas. And that was unacceptable. Then you get blowed out at home. The game is not even close at home against Kansas. So that should be that should break the camel's back for me. And like I said, I don't know if they're gonna fire him, but he should be fired. He should be fired from losing that game against Kansas right there. So again,
I agree.
I was surprised he wouldn't.
Yeah.
And honestly, man, I think too that was good fortune for KU because you had that receiver who entered the transfer portal the week before, I think. Because he got into it with Sarkisian.
Let me see. I think it was
not worthy. It was the other guy who was a stud too, though.
Damn, who was the other receiver that I thought of? I know Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy actually is good. Is very good.
That kid's stud.
Yeah,
that's good. That dude showed out against Oklahoma.
Hey, wouldn't that be something if you guys got Spencer Rattler?
Oh my God! Don't bring us.
I think
he's like, oh my God,
that'd be
awesome.
He narrowed it down to two teams, and it was Texas and Texas Tech because his home state is Texas.
I thought the last report I read is down to two Big Ten teams. That's the last.
I heard it was down to Texas and Texas Tech.
But why would he go to Texas Tech and play in the Big 12 again?
He's from Texas.
Oh, that makes sense.
Plus, he hates Oklahoma fans.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna go to Texas.
Yeah.
Also, I think Texas. Didn't you have a linebacker die earlier in the year, Ellinger?
Yep. I think he died at the beginning of the year.
I think the team probably rallied around that at the beginning of the year. And then adversity happens. You know what I'm saying? Sarkisian don't know how to handle that. He gets into it with a guy in practice. That guy leaves, and then the team it was
absolute dumpster fire. We had the lead in pretty much every game at halftime. We just somehow really can't get the job done. We couldn't close out a goddamn ball game. That's just the Achilles heel from Texas.
Yeah, just like we had Oklahoma on the ropes at halftime. Actually, three quarters.
Oklahoma did the same to Texas.
Yeah,
got the guys at the end there.
Yeah,
I watched that game. It was a great game.
Yeah,
man, I'm with you. I was surprised when they hired Sarkisian to begin.
Yeah, I was surprised when they hired him. But I'm surprised of the play and the coaching he has delivered this year, and I'm just surprised the way this team has played. I think this team is better than expected, but again, you're blowing 3 halftime leads in a row in 3 weeks in a row. I mean, something had to went on in the locker room that nobody didn't know about, and now we found out players don't like him. They're transferring. And Tom Herman, I know we read him out, and he didn't even lose to he didn't. We always had him win the record, at least with Tom Herman. So again,
Tom wasn't a bad coach.
I didn't think so.
No, he wasn't a bad coach. He was actually a great head coach. He turned the University of Houston around. They was a bona fide playoff contention team.
Yeah. Dude, here's a conspiracy theory I got. I think when Tom Herman got the job at Texas, I think he had so many haters and people were against him, and I think they were stirring up some of that stuff that was coming up in the media. You know what I mean? Yeah. Attacking I think it was assistant coaches and maybe his wife and all this. Like I was kind of wondered like if some of that stuff was, people just trying to so he couldn't get settled into that job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know where he's at now though. Where is he coaching?
I thought he went to the SEC. I think.
I thought that's where he went to. I thought Tom Herman went to SEC.
I want to say it was either like Ole Miss or Mississippi State. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's where I thought. I thought that's where he was going. Yeah.
So, give me you guys thoughts on this week against the Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. You think you guys winning this game, or how do you feel about Oakland, the Raiders? And again, give me a couple of teams, if it is, or a team that you guys are afraid to play in a playoff stretch or a playoff scenario.
Well, like I said earlier, I think the the one team in the AFC. Well, I'm going to answer your first question about this week.
Okay.
We're feeling pretty confident about this one. We know it's a big game. We know it's going to be every Chiefs Raiders game, even if it's at Arrowhead or in Las Vegas, Oakland, Vegas, whatever. We know it's going to be a big game, and we know that it's a big rivalry. I mean, the rivalry's been going on for so long, and
they beat us last year. So
they beat us last year.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, beating us last year in Arrowhead, that was kind of a.
I know Max Crosby, man. He's chomping at the bit right now. I know he's like, you're not going to do me like you did in that first one. So yeah. I'm worried. I'm nervous, man.
And what's funny, like up here in the Midwest right now, like this is our rivalry week because we got the Jayhawks in Missouri tomorrow, and then we followed that with Chiefs Raiders on Sunday. So this is like our big like rivalry party weekend. So
okay,
but yeah, going forward, like the toughest team in the playoffs, I'm afraid to play would be Buffalo because it's going to be snowing.
Yeah, Buffalo's got a good defense.
Okay.
Buffalo's
got a respectable defense. They do.
They do.
I'd say Tennessee, but with King Henry out, it's like, well, I feel a lot better now, you know.
Well, yeah, you feel a lot better. You're not scared of Tennessee as much no more than when you had Derrick Henry. The Texans are not even scared of them, not even afraid of them.
Yeah.
I feel like Buffalo still are either Buffalo. Okay. I mean, New England's going to be in trouble.
We haven't played New England in a few years, so that concerns me. You know what I mean? And their defense, again, you know, you're looking at Buffalo and England, aren't they like the number one, number two defenses in the AFC?
No.
Like, so I'd rather take a defense that sucked.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I feel
they got from New England. Matthew Judon, that guy's oh my god, that guy's a machine. That guy's a machine, man.
Yeah. I feel more confident to play New England than I do with Buffalo because Buffalo already beat the crap out of us in week 5. I was actually at that game and their defense is just something's going on there with Josh Allen and that offense, you know, and I feel like if we went to Buffalo, it'd be tougher to play. It'd be a harder environment to play in Buffalo than it would be in New England. I think Buffalo is our biggest threat.
I think both environments suck. I don't want to be in either one. Definitely not in January or February.
Yeah.
So I want my guys to be playing indoors, down south, or somewhere on the west where it's warm.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll tell you.
Oh my goodness. So I want to get. I know. I'm assuming this question. Y'all gonna go to this game, but again, give me you guys worst Kansas City Chiefs game this year. I'm assuming I know what game it is, but y'all guys might have a different aspect of this.
Oh man, there was one game that was so bad.
I mean, I think you probably agree. The Ravens won.
I try to forget about it. No, the Ravens. We'd have won that game if. Clyde wouldn't have fumbled at the end. We win that game.
Yeah, that's true.
The game against the Chargers sucked with 4 turnovers.
Yeah, the Chargers.
Like we weren't even trying to win that game.
The Chargers game did suck. I mean, I thought the Buffalo game sucked, to be honest.
The Buffalo game was horrible.
I was there and I witnessed that game firsthand. And being there and watching a game where you lose, it's like, what the hell are we doing?
I kept ripping my jersey off. I don't know why I kept putting it back on. By the end of the game, I'm up here sitting pissed off, you know?
Yeah. I mean, what you guys think of that Tennessee game? You guys started down 28-3. I mean, you couldn't stop the run. You couldn't stop anything. So, what you guys think about that Tennessee game?
Well, that was because they had the best running back in the league.
Yeah.
That's what that problem was.
The thing is we knew that was coming. Yeah. It is like you prepared for a hurricane. What can you do? Board the windows up, you're still gonna get wet. I mean,
my goodness.
We knew that Hurricane Henry was coming.
Yeah. And then it's funny that the next week he's out for the rest of the year.
Well, it wasn't funny. What we joked about, it'd be great if that happened before he played us.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish an injury on anyone, not but it sucked. It happened afterwards. But at the same time, it's like, man, it makes me a little bit easy, because I don't know, the AFC South. the Colts are my biggest concern.
Oh yeah, they're a very good team. They're a very good.
And as Chiefs fans, man, I probably changed my answer. I might not want to play the Colts in playoffs because I watched them beat us so many times. I mean, last time we played the Colts, we're up 28 points in the third quarter and we lost the game.
I remember that game. I think I remember that game. Yep. I remember that game.
I sit up the whole night pacing the house, telling myself it's going to be okay because that was horrible.
So do you count Jonathan Taylor as your MVP this year?
Yes, I will put him in the MVP voting, man. Like that dude is a stud. That dude is a dog, man. Yeah, I remember I watched him at Wisconsin do the same thing, man, and plus he can catch out of the backfield. Man, that dude is great. Man. It's a great fucking running back, man. And
yeah, he is.
I don't know a game that he struggled this year. He'll be a handful for any defense that you play against. So Jonathan Taylor, for me, I will. You know, you're gonna value the quarterback a lot. But I wanted to give it to Jonathan Taylor. 16 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns this year. You add that up with passing touchdowns. A couple of them, that's 18 total touchdowns, man. Come on, that is sick. That is unheard. That is unheard of right there for a running back to do that and just be unstoppable. I mean, he had 5 touchdowns against the Buffalo Bills. He had 5 touchdowns against Buffalo, against a great defense, a solid defense. I mean, it's just hard to stop this guy. It's just hard to stop this guy.
So, Coach, we have a segment on our show.
Okay.
And a question is, who would you like to kick it with on a Friday and a Saturday night?
Well, you got to kick it on a Friday, Saturday night. Who you gonna kick it with? What are you guys gonna do?
If I would like to kick it with Deshaun Watson. I mean, he's pretty good at basketball. He had a scholarship for basketball, but he chose football. And like I said, we'll play. I would have liked to play some catch 1-on-1 with the guy. I think Deshaun Watson, personality wise, is very good. It's good. You don't hear too many problems about him. You don't hear too many problems around him for his locker room issues or on the field. You hear he's a great leader. So I'm not judging his personality because he's going through allegations right here. But as far as on the field, you in the locker room, you never heard anything about this guy. You just never heard anything.
Yeah, he's got that infectious personality, you know.
Yeah.
I'm kicking with Sean too. I'm like, hey man, we go golfing or something. You know, I don't even golf, but imagine.
He's not very good.
Yeah,
he's not very
golf,
good.
But
his parents live on a golf course. And he sucks.
Yeah, I think he would be a cool sure. You know?
Oh my goodness!
Hey, when he was in the draft, I remember I was mad we didn't get him. You know, we ended up with a guy named Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, it worked out for y'all because now y'all got a championship out of that, but nobody saw Mitchell Trubisky going right in front of Watson or Mahomes. Nobody actually saw that. So go ahead.
Joke's on Chicago.
Yep, joke's definitely on Chicago, and now he's in Buffalo. So I want to get to. I know you guys are Kansas fans, and I'm a Texas fan. So again, we in the Big 12. We're a Big 12 family. So again, give me y'all insights on Kansas this year, how they're performing, and what you guys could expect against Missouri this Saturday.
Oh, Missouri! That game will be banging.
I mean, we can go for like 20 minutes on this if you want to.
I'm Big 12. My favorite asset is basketball. So again, I know we lost the Texas. We lost to Seton Hall, but Seton Hall is a good basketball team. They're a good top.
Yeah, I've been watching Seton Hall a little bit this year, and they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I think I forgot the other ranked team that they beat, but they're pretty good basketball team if you look at them. I mean, how do you go ahead?
You guys still got Jericho on the team?
Which one? Jericho Sims?
Yeah.
Now I don't believe we got Jericho Sims.
All right, good. I like that.
Like I said, again, we got a lot of. I think the returning guys we got is Rainey. We got Jones, who was dealing with cancer a couple of years ago.
Avery Jones, he's a good player. I remember him.
He's a very good player, very good shooter. Can get to the basket. Could dribble, pretty decent. You got Fabris, who can come off the bench and shoot as a sharpshooter. Again, you got Rainey. You say what?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got Chris Beard.
Oh, wow.
We got Chris Beard as a head coach. He's a final a national championship head coach. He got a great
That
coach.
sucks for Kansas right there, man.
That's a good coach right there.
And the rest of those guys are transferred.
Terrified of Jericho. Everyone on our team was afraid of that kid.
Yeah, we got a lot of transfers too.
That
It was pretty good.
I swear.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
I really like Avery Jones. I like that kid.
Yeah,
All the stuff that he goes
that guy's
through.
good, man.
Yeah. But I mean, SKU fans going into the season, we're
feeling pretty good.
We're feeling pretty good. We got a great team. We haven't got everything put together yet.
I think we're loaded.
Or loaded.
I think the question would be who's going to play because it could be anybody.
I mean, Ochai Abaji has been tearing it up, as everybody knows. I mean, dude's averaging 23 points a game, and he's ranked number 3 in the nation in scoring. Christian Brown's been coming around perfect at this time of year. When we have one loss, and the loss was to a buzzer beater, what do you expect on that?
We should have played a better second half.
Well, yeah,
it shouldn't have came down to the wire.
That's true.
Yeah,
Dayton, props to those guys.
Yeah, props to Dayton beating us, but I mean, we got the biggest rivalry game tomorrow, and like Allen Fieldhouse. If you've never been to Allen Fieldhouse,
we waited 9 years for this game.
At least,
yeah. Our team that used to be in the Big 12, but
Allen Fieldhouse. If you've never been, I encourage you to go because it's one of the best college basketball atmospheres you'll ever experience.
My coworker got a ticket. It's $130 a pop.
Well, that's how much it costs to go in the game at the Fieldhouse.
Oh my goodness!
$180 though a week or two ago.
Yeah, they're expensive. But yeah, it's if you get a chance to go to the Allen Fieldhouse, least or just watch a YouTube video of something of Allen Fieldhouse. The game day there at the Fieldhouse, it's just remarkable. It's just amazing.
Hey, we got Remy Martin transfer from Arizona State, and he'll be leading us at point guard, and he was like another gift from God, man.
Yeah,
that kid I think is the final piece we need. So
yeah,
let Bill Self do his work, and I think KU is going to do all right.
Yeah, so, we think KU is going to be going to be in the Final Four or maybe national champion.
I hope so, and I personally don't like being number one.
I don't either.
I would much rather be number 2, 3.
That's kind of janky when you be number 1 in the tournament. Yeah, that's kind of. Now I know how it feels. That's kind of a little bit janky as well. And the Big 12 conference is always a little competitive too, because I mean.
Oh, absolutely.
You got Texas Tech that's going to probably be good. You got my Longhorn. That's
Baylor.
And Baylor, they're a sick team, man. That team last year, my goodness, boy, gave me some. Damn, man. Davion Mitchell, God damn, all those guys. Telling you, that Baylor team was very good. The beat Gonzaga the way they did convincingly, man, that Baylor team was loaded.
The thing with Baylor is they always choke coming down the stretch. Like they will not show up for a big game.
They did last year. They were not playing though. I remember watching their Final Four game. They won the game. You think you're going to national title, you'd be going ecstatic. Man, they all just straight to the locker room. There was no celebrating. It was like, we got business to do because we got a national championship game. And when I saw that, I was like, these boys are for real.
Yeah, the boys are going to be pretty good. I mean, so y'all guys see Kansas getting to the national championship. Do y'all see them getting to the national championship this year?
Anything happens come March, man. So, I'm not going to jinx it. We thought 2020 was a really good year for us, and I know that was the year, Vegas 4-1 odds KU. We really thought we were going to win that one.
Yeah, we were kind of upset with that when they said no NCAA tournament because that was our best year was in 2020 when we had all Marcus Garrett. We had everything's perfect.
We had all the pieces. So pretty much everyone on that team was good.
Yeah.
But I think we have the parts and the players to be a national championship team. What'll happen, we'll just see. I mean, a lot of factors come into it. No one thought Baylor beat Gonzaga last year, and then they did. So
yeah. We think we got a chance there. So as long as the NCAA don't screw us this year, and get Duke into the national championship, we should be fine.
We'll see.
Yeah. So I'm down here, Ash. one more question. A couple more questions. Close it out right here. Man, it's been great. So I heard y'all Nebraska too. Y'all love some Nebraska too. So I mean, give me y'all thoughts on Nebraska on the season so far. What you guys think?
Here we go.
Let me start.
Here we go.
Oh.
Here we go.
I had to join Twitter just so I could vent my frustrations and opinions about Nebraska. I've got a whole following of other like 2,000 Husker fans that are in on this. Dude, all right, so back in the day as a Nebraska fan, you ran into another Cornhusker and you just, yeah, Nebraska, baby, you celebrated and can't wait till next season. Man, I see another Nebraska fan right now, and I got to be like, dude, how are you doing? You okay, man? How you like, hey, I'm telling you, go talk to someone. It's going to be all right, you know? So, to me, I'm expecting Nebraska to make the same mistakes and do the same stuff they did this year and the same stuff they did last year. Turn the ball over, bad special teams, piss poor play calling, penalties, and self-defeating mistakes. I'm telling you. I love Scott Frost, but I don't think he's not the answer.
Yeah, I went to.
I'll tell you. You get me going, man. I'll.
Oh, this guy was coming. We were up here. We were up here a couple weeks ago. We recorded one of our shows during the Nebraska Wisconsin game, and like we were yelling because Martinez threw an interception. And he up here, I don't think I've ever heard this guy cuss, say the F word 5 or 6 times in a matter of 5 minutes.
I did not say the F word. Stop. We're lying.
We're lying.
I ain't say the F word, all right?
Like,
I said a bad word. Okay? Well, it wasn't that.
Y'all probably was the best 3-8 team out there because y'all lost a bunch of close games this year, man.
Well,
they were considered
down the stretch. How many close games y'all lost?
All right. Hey, here's a stat for you. Nebraska at one point was considered the best, like 3-7 team or something.
3-9.
Well, all right, it was 3-7 at the time, or 3-8 at the time, and they had actually, despite only winning 3 games, had scored 7 more points than their opponents. So they were considered one of the best. Worst teams of all time. And I think they ended the season even, where Nebraska scored the same amount of points as their opponents, but they still lost 9 games.
Yeah, they broke the record
every
for the
game.
Record games being under 10 points.
I'll tell you now, we'd had halfway decent special teams. We win 3 more games. I'm telling you, it was garbage. We lost to Michigan State because of special teams, Oklahoma special teams, Michigan special teams.
Oh my God!
I'll tell you, man. At what point do you just hold a tryout and say every kid from the dorm room come down, let's see who can kick a field goal? I'm gonna tell you, there's got to be 50 kids in the dorm that can kick a 20, 35-year-old field goal. It's just.
Hey, I heard that though. I heard that all weekend about Nebraska. They're the best 3-9 team. So, and Scott Frost, was that the coach that did great at USC and that left to take the Nebraska job? I mean, again, what makes I know how many years has Scott Frost been in Nebraska? And
4.
How many years you guys? So when did you guys think of Scott Frost when he first came to Nebraska? Did you sense some type of a change? This guy's going to be here. What you guys think of?
When he got hired at Nebraska, I loved the hire.
I did too,
and that's why I liked
him at Oregon. I liked him at Central Florida.
Yeah, I thought that was a great hire because then he's going to bring back the old school option play because that's what Nebraska is known for is the option.
Well, what happened was he's like trimming the fat is what I would call it. Trying to get rid of guys that weren't buying the system. So it was like a year or two of everyone leaving the program. We had a couple professional athletes. Their kids were on the team. I can't think of who they were, but they all left. It's like, all right, they might not have been worth our time. We got rid of like some 4-star recruits that wanted to go somewhere else. And it's like, all right, but all right. You get rid of those guys, you got your guys. Now what? Well, you still have offensive penalties, 2-3 turnovers a game, and Piss poor special teams.
Yeah, I know. When I was up in Lincoln, I went to the Iowa-Nebraska game.
I told you what was going to happen before you went to the game.
You
and
did
exactly what I said.
Give me some insight.
I said, leave now, bro. In the third quarter.
They did.
I said, just leave now.
I've never been to a Nebraska game. I was excited to go to it, and so him and I were talking about the whole time. I'm like, dude, I am out for him if you wanted to go.
I said, heck no, I don't want to go. I'll waste my day having a bad time. I'll do it at home.
So our girlfriend and I went up there and watched the game, and the atmosphere up there. I talked to some Nebraska fans while I was up there, and I told them, like, so what are you guys' thoughts on Scott Frost being the coach and everything? Like, oh, we need to get rid of him, or he needs to go back to the old school game.
There's about 3,000 people on Twitter that think he should go. So
yeah,
they're all following me right now.
Yeah.
So what was your that you said they played in Iowa, right? So what was going on in that game for him telling you not to go, for him not to even be gone? Because he must sense something was going to be turn out to be a great performance, which is, I'm assuming by his reaction it wasn't. So what you thought about that football game when you saw it in person, and when did he get out of hand in that game?
So it's
bad luck, in my opinion, to get ahead early in college sports. It's bad luck. You get ahead 2-3 scores in college sports, man, you've lost the game. Especially if it's halftime, you've done lost the game.
The turning point in that game was the Nebraska was up 21-9, and Nebraska was getting ready to punt the ball.
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
special team.
It was a fourth down. Nebraska was punting the ball. Iowa blocked the punt.
They blocked the punt.
And it's like right there, just all of a sudden you can just feel the momentum change.
Well, then Martinez goes and Martinez didn't play.
The freshman.
We go turn the ball over,
Schoenberg.
And they score right away.
So at that time, I'm like, yep, time to hit the exits.
Hey, Nebraska loses to Michigan State at the end of the game. They end up losing overtime. At the end of the game, they're up by a touchdown. They say, all right, we got a punt here. All right, we're going to punt. They got 2 return men down there. Hey, we're punting to the guy on the right. All right, the guy on the right. All right, cool. They line up. Everybody runs down as if they're punting to the guy on the right. For some reason, the punter punts it to the guy on the left who caught it and ran for a touchdown. It's like, well, that was great.
Even Wisconsin, too, though. I mean, Wisconsin was the same way.
Yeah. Hey, man.
So y'all lost most of the game most of y'all game special team wise.
I'm telling you, hey, I guarantee you they would have won 4 more games this year if special teams would have been decent. They only made 50% of field goals or extra points, and that's garbage. I mean, that's points just on the table.
Yeah.
They lose to Oklahoma by 3, Michigan by 3. They lose to Michigan State in overtime.
Ohio State, Wisconsin. I mean,
so y'all
lose to Wisconsin.
Ohio State. Y'all go with Ohio State too? Y'all was in the game with Ohio State too?
We played the best game ever against Ohio State.
Yep.
Self-defeating mistakes.
I'm glad to see that Ohio State.
Oh my God, man. This has been a fun segment and a fun show with you guys. Hey, you guys are funny, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys so much.
It's been a pleasure for sure.
It's been fun, man.
Yeah. It's been fun, man. I thank y'all for coming on the show, man. I'm gonna tell my boss, man, y'all guys funny and hilarious, man. We love to have y'all come on the morning show on Sundays. Both of y'all, man. Like I say, I love the jokes, man, that you guys are got, but I mean, it's not you guys know your shit, but you guys funny and y'all reactions at doing shit. That's what we are. That's what we are as a team. We are funny in our reactions as well, and we so man, the honor to have you guys on the show. And I always listen to your podcast as me and my president, man, you guys, but seeing it actually in person and me laughing because you guys reaction, but you guys also know your shit at the same time, but you guys reaction was funny, man. So I like to, man, just thank y'all guys for coming on.
Hey, anytime you want to come down to Kansas, and you guys, anytime you guys want to come to Kansas,
some barbecue.
Yeah, come down. We'll take you out for some barbecue. And heck, if you want to come down and watch the Chiefs game and be a Chiefs fan, It's open door, brother.
Hey, and you have to ask, the next time you have another guest on here, you have to ask them, hey, who would you slap? Who would you slap?
I got you. I got you, man. I got you, man.
I forgot about Bill Bryant. He's on that list.
I'll put some pop on my hand and just slap him real good, man. Man, I appreciate y'all.
Well, hey, anytime you want to come down to Kansas City or come to Kansas, you just let us know. We'll take you out, get you some good barbecue because Kansas City is good for the barbecue.
Hey,
so,
and all you guys in H-Town, man, we got H-Town love. Nothing but H-Town love.
Man, nothing but love, man.
Most definitely.
Man, for y'all guys, man.
Well, we always like to close up our show. We always like to close up our shows with cheers.
That's right.
And we always like to say, "Oh, Chiefs!"
Cheers to America,
guys, man. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.